It's not green. That's something that only the VOD people will see because no one's in chat yet. I know we don't talk in the first few seconds, let people roll on in, but gotta do what you gotta do for the VOD people watching not live. And there we go, John Doe, welcome to the stream. First, as always, hola, I had my Spanish exam today. Leo Gallagher. Let's get if you said that you're lucky that's allowed on YouTube. In the way that you phrased it. Morning, senor. Yeah, I had my Spanish Regents today. I wasn't able to stream it because apparently New York City gatekeeps all the language exams, which is annoying as hell. Because as of, like, I think 2011, they run the Regences rather than the state. Why did Brush drink from the elixir potion? I have no clue what you're talking about. Yeah, so I had my Regents exam. It was pretty good. I did like no studying and no prep for it, which was probably not the best idea for a Spanish exam, because I did kind of forget almost everything by the time I took the exam. But it's okay, because I realized that if I want to like be ready for AP in the next couple of years and like advance next year, I gotta lock in. So I'm doing Duolingo now. I hopped on Duolingo literally today. I used to do Duolingo back in like middle school to prepare me, back when I had like a really bad teacher, but I stopped doing it because I felt not useful. But now it's the summer, I should probably hop back on it. So for those who don't know, I'm doing a summer series for the summer. The trailer, this is like the first time I'm saying this, trailer comes out next week. Trailer comes out next week. I'll post it during stream as well. It'll be cool. We'll watch it together. But the Duolingo will definitely be a part of one of the videos. I'm not going to say what each video is yet, but one of them will include Duolingo now, which I decided this morning. This is what we're running with. The same, I guess I'll say this now, the same stream that I released the trailer and show you guys what I've been cooking up for the past couple months, what I've been working on, like, videos and posting. That same stream I post the trailer, I'll also post the comp sci video. I was probably supposed to show you guys that a lot earlier, but things came up, and I feel like it doesn't really make sense to show it, during a region stream. Because, like, people are here to watch me do freaking chemistry, you know? And we're gonna start chemistry in 10 minutes, by the way. We'll start. I don't have a timer up because I got rid of the 15-minute timer. Because whatever. But, I don't really need it now. But we will be starting in 10 minutes from now. I've been getting notifications from my teacher all day today. My teacher's been posting a lot on Google Classroom. Mainly because, like, we have our exam literally tomorrow. But, it appears she's doing a study thing right now, which I didn't see. My teacher's doing a Regents study session, which is funny. So people in my class can either watch me. Oh, new subscriber. Diva Diaries, thanks for the sub. Hope you enjoy the stream. So if the 30 people, one of the 30 people in my chem class, which includes you, Cham Cham, welcome to the stream, you can either choose between the actual teacher or watching someone who got like a 90 in the class do a Regents exam. You can take your bets on which one you think will help you better. Not here to watch you do chemistry, Twitch. Here to watch your beautiful face. Well, thank you. What are your emojis? I hate that the emojis get like blocked on this chat, but I can see it in on my own stream on YouTube. I hope they're hearts. Oh, they are hearts. They're the hand hearts. Hell yeah. Dude, I'm never gonna see you again. That's so crazy. Leo's a senior. Never gonna see this man again. That's wild. W Riz, John Doe, I think you might be onto something. Genuinely feel so sorry for you. Why are you still at school? Okay, so for those who aren't in New York, I just want to like make it clear, I'm not in school. Like, our classes ended last week. Our last day of classes, at least, was like exactly this day last week. We still have exams though. Still have state exams. Although the last one is on Wednesday. We only have this one and one more, and we're done. Acting like I won't be back relentlessly. Where you better pull. He was on the Frisbee team. Leo, you better be at the alumni game. Because you were saying stuff that was scaring me. You were saying you're quitting Frisbee. Olivia, your chat ain't popping up. Yeah, I don't know why. Every once in a while, a chat just won't show up, and I don't know why it does that, but this one did. It's right there. Am I even pointing the right direction? I was, yeah. You're chilling, you're chilling, you're chilling. Okay, so y'all, just to, like, let you know what my mindset is here for this chemistry exam, my last class of chemistry that I had was fully, like, a week ago, and that was a party. So the last time we did any, like, real work was fully, like, 2 weeks ago. And I also have barely done any studying. My thinking for these Regents exams is, like, until the day before, you don't really need to study, because we've been, like, doing this stuff for the whole year. So, like, what are you gonna learn in the last couple days that you didn't learn throughout the whole year? You feel me? So Spanish, I only started studying yesterday. Chem today I went over some stuff. Chem, I looked over my old practice exams and saw what I got wrong. And I also looked through, like, my teacher on the last, not the last day of school, but the last day before our final exam that we had, she posted on the wall, like, a bunch of different topics and, like, a crash course on all of them. So I had to review that. So theoretically, the topics I didn't know then, I should have now. Potentially. Matt one, dude, you still have school? No classes, just exams. I assume all of y'all are out of school by now, whether you're in New York or not. I'm pretty sure by now everyone, at least in America, should be done. Hopefully. I'd be very sad for you if you were, like, actively in classes. Where's the chem content? Hold the frizzle on, Leo. 3:15 p.m. we're starting. Give me 15 minutes to converse with the chat. Give me some time. Give me some time to talk with the people. But I do have it ready to go. Here is, the castle learning thing is going to be, castle learning thing is going to be where the test is once I log in. And I also have my reference table ready to go. You've been on since the 13th? Oh, yeah, do I remember you telling me this? I think it was either you or someone else said they end on the 13th. And so I think this might be, like, a common thing. I think a lot of people are ending on the 13th. I don't know, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but where do you go to school? Because I feel like the 13th comes up often for people. But yeah, my last day was, what's 7 days ago? The 16th? Yeah, our last day of school is the 16th, but it's whatever, it's whatever. System's kind of crazy, because how do you still have exams after school ends? I know. This is my first year I was in New York. Last year I was in California, across the whole country. And it was, like, something like that, you know, where it was, like, we didn't have, state exams weren't, like, a big thing. We had our finals and we're done. It is actually very annoying to have our finals, be done with that, and then have to go back to the same content for exams. Kind of PMO, but whatever. Crazy content idea? Go for it, Leah. I want to hear you. I want to hear you out. I am actually looking for video ideas. I have some. I have, like, not all of these are on this piece of paper, but on my wall I've had a couple that have been written down recently. I don't know if I want to share these just yet. Maybe I'll flash it. Maybe I could do, like, probably couldn't tell that was from that. These videos are, like, long-term videos. I have some that are coming sooner, during the summer as well. I also don't think I've mentioned this yet. I think now is a good time to mention it before I start chemistry. I'm posting shorts soon, which will be tough. So I have my summer series I'm talking about. The summer series is going to be more, like, long, thought-out videos that'll come out more in, like, August time. You'll see in the trailer the exact dates. But shorts, I'm doing weekly vlogs. Like, I don't know if you call them vlogs because they're shorts, they're under 60 seconds. But I'll be kind of going through, like, what I'm up to as what's it called? High schooler. That's what I am, a high schooler. Rising junior, if you will. And so you're gonna see that. I started recording for today because I had exams, so I was recording at school as well. I know on the 23rd of May, so definitely not for me. Oh, wow. 23rd of May is crazy. What was that? Is that, like, the day before Memorial Day? Is that why y'all ended them? Y'all must start hella early then, no? If y'all end on the 23rd, you must start in, like, the middle of August, right? I know in California they start in, like, the middle of August as well, but it's more like 16th, 17th. 23rd of May, I wouldn't be surprised if y'all are, like, first week of August something. Leo, your idea. You know, as a music fiend, stream for the first time, reaction to full albums just for me. Leo, if I tried reacting to even one song, the whole stream would get taken down. And I am definitely not paying for the rights for all of these all of these songs. Because you're gonna tell me what? You're gonna tell me like to listen to The Weeknd or something? If I pull up The Weeknd on stream, YouTube copyright lords will strike me down before you know it. Maybe Devin's Rockslot music was calm? No. I mean, it's fine on Twitch. I used to think about, before I started streaming, I thought about streaming on Twitch as well, doing like a multi-stream thing. Then I found out you have to pay for multi-streaming. which is kind of tough, which is kind of unfortunate. But who knows? Maybe I'll get monetized like tomorrow on YouTube and I'll have enough money to pay for multi-streaming. Because I think multi-streaming would be cool. Like, once I like, get monetized and make enough money from YouTube, I might actually start multi-streaming on Twitch. Because Twitch, I could also put whatever music I want. It doesn't have to be like, this background music is like all copyright free. Like, it's fine, but I also kind of prefer some copyright songs. You know what I mean? A little too well? Yeah, you're all about The Weeknd. Dude, you wouldn't shut up about, like, in a most respectful way possible, you wouldn't shut up about The Weeknd the entire school year. Second week of August, that's what I thought makes sense. Where am I from? New York City, baby. New York City. Not originally. I just moved here this past year. This is actually my first academic, like, full school year in New York. But yeah, all these Regents exams are New York State exams. I don't have, I don't think any other state has exams like these. Or if they do, they're called something else and they're different or something like that. But that also means that if you are in New York, like, you can find these exams and do like the exact same one I am. I don't know what year I'm doing today because it's like, it's an exam my teacher gave me to use. So I don't know, like, what year, like, if it's, like, what year it's from. But I know that it is an exam that you can do as well and find somewhere. What's my age? I'm a rising junior. Going into my junior year. I'm halfway through. That's crazy. Halfway through high school already. Yeah. Going to junior year. Which also means that we're, the work picks up. Because I heard notoriously junior year is supposed to be, like, the hardest year. Or, like, the year with the most work. Because, like, college app. You start college apps. Probably have the most APs of all your years. But, it's okay. And we'll push through it and we'll survive. And you'll be able to see it all on stream. Because, I mean, once the school year starts, I'm bringing back the study with me's. Which will be, like, it's going to be so depressing. Because, like, the majority of the streams that I did this past year, I already couldn't finish all of the work I had. Like, I had constantly finished. I had a hard out at midnight. I don't want to stream past midnight. And I would always be like, well, I didn't get through everything. I guess I'll keep going off stream. But it's going to be, like, every single stream next year is going to be like that. It's not even going to be, not even going to be a few. It's going to be all of them. Which is kind of crazy to think about. Because also I'm going to have more work in clubs and all that. I'm also going to try to get more interesting segments on stream for next year. Because this past year, a lot of the breaks were kind of just me talking with chat like I am now. But I think it was, what was it? It was the last stream, I think. The last study stream I did, which was, I think, 3 weeks ago now. It was, yeah, the one called Almost Done with Finals Week, 2 weeks ago. I had, like, a bunch of different sections where, like, I met up with my debate partner because I got, like, I was applying to this debate role thing. I did a Kahoot. I used to do Kahoots. I miss the Kahoots. The thing about these Regents exam practices is that we can't do Kahoots because, like, it doesn't really fit in anywhere. But the Kahoots will come back eventually. So maybe something during the summer. During the summer, I need to figure out what I'm doing because I will still be streaming during the summer. I just don't know quite what I will be streaming yet. I have a few ideas, but I'll keep them on the down low until they happen. Seems like you have potential. Thank you, Hosni. And I think with that, we're going to go start our exams. So give me just one moment to pull it up, and then we'll get started. I don't want to dox myself. Let me change my name on here to study guy. Okay. And then music. Okay, I also want to write this in chat so people don't yell at me because I've noticed a lot of people do yell at me. I'm not reading chat while taking... I can't spell while right. While taking the exam. I've had streams where I was not looking at chat because I was actively, like, answering questions and people were not having it. Like, new people that were showing up. So... if also people in chat want to let people know whenever someone's like, why aren't you talking? It's fake. Just let them know that it's not fake. And you can see the chat right here. It can't be not live. But with that, I think we can just hop right into it. So with that, I'll turn on our study music, which is right here. And I'm gonna hop into the thing. All right, goodbye, chat. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Why is it not showing up? Hello? Why is this just not here? Okay, hold on. Okay, so the question's just not appearing. So give me one moment for that. One moment. I think I know what happened. I'm just trying to get it back real quick. Oh, I see the issue. I see the issue. Okay, is this good? It is, there we go. All right, we also have a 3-hour timer for this. And also down here is the reference table. This is probably like the one Regents exam where you actually do really need a reference table. So I'll be scrolling through this during a lot of the exam. There'll be a physical one, of course, for the actual exam, but whatever. All right, test is split up into 50 multiple choice and 35 short answer. The short answers, I'll like look through afterwards and see what I got right and wrong. Like I'll Google it or something because I can't score them myself. But that's how it's gonna oh my god, how it's going to have to be. All right, starting off with question 1. What description of the atom is based on the results of the gold foil experiment? The gold foil experiment is where they found out that they were they have small dense nuclei, but the most of it is like what's it called? Like open air, like nothing else. So it'll be that one. Yep. And these tell you if they're correct or not immediately, which normally for past exams I've done it all like you find out all at once type of thing. But this one we're gonna find out in a moment, which is gonna be interesting. Number 2, according to the electron cloud model, which term is defined as the most probable location for an electron in an atom? That would be the orbital. A lot of these isn't like math, like chemistry, like you have to, normally you need a reference table, like you need to do some math. Right now it's just like memorization, so we'll deal with it. Which change occurs when an electron returns from a higher energy state to a lower energy state? Specific amount of energy is emitted, because it normally gets emitted as light, typically. It can be heat as well, but normally light. Which phrase describes the difference? Oh my god. Which phrase does... Question 4 and I already can't read. Oh my goodness. Which phrase describes the different isotopes of an element? An isotope is where they have the same number of protons and different number of neutrons. Yeah. Which statement describes a chemical property of sodium? Sodium, I'm going to go to the periodic table. It's annoying that it's sideways, but we're going to have to deal with that. Sodium is Na. It's number, this one right here. I'm going to look sideways. It is silver in color. I don't think it has a color. 0.97 would be here. Where is sodium? We said sodium, right? Yeah. What number is sodium? 11? Here we go. Yep, 0.97 right here. That is the answer. What? Are we tripping? Density of 0.97. Sodium. Density of 0.97. Are we tripping? Oh, chemical. That's what, that's why we do these practice exams. It said chemical, not, so all these are correct, but the chemical one is that it's reactive with water. Yeah, I didn't read the question properly. There we go. Oxygen can exist as diatomic oxygen, O2, or ozone, O3. These two forms of oxygen have, I think, different molecular structures, right? Because they can't be the same structure if there's different amounts of them. Really? Oh my god, okay, that one I knew, I knew the answer for that one. I knew it was different and different. I just put different and same on accident, so whatever. We're chill with that. Alright, which formula contains a polyatomic ion? Is polyatomic ion like the, I don't know where it is in the reference table. I think it's early up. Is it this thing? Yeah. So it's all these. So you can just find which one it is. KCN is not one. KS is, none of these start with K. ALBR. No. Wait, but none of these start with AL or K. So how do you know what's a polyatomic ion? Because this is selects. These aren't all of them. So how do you find out what else is a polyatomic ion? I do not know. I do not know how to do that one. Is there anything else in the reference table that help me with this? Or should I just guess and then figure it out later? Yeah, I don't think anything else in this reference table is gonna have it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, okay, so I just guessed it right without thinking. Why is it a polyatomic? It also gives a reason here, which is nice, which other exams don't normally do. Polyatomic ion is an ion composed of more than one atom. So aren't all of these with more than one atom? Contains the sign... Wait, but if a polyatomic ion... I'm gonna look at chat, see if anyone knows what I'm talking about here. My head is spinning watching today chemistry. Yeah, I'm also not like that big on science, so I'm in the same boat as you here. I don't get it though, because it says a polyatomic ion. Oh, it has to be an ion, right? And then it's an ion because it's a metal and a non-metal. Are all the rest of these metal and or non-metal and non-metal? Let me go back to the K and where's S? No, but S is a metal. K. A. Where's AL? And BR. And then AL. No. Is S a metalloid? I don't know. I guess I'll just remember for this one that KCN is a polyatomic ion. Move on with that. We'll work with that. Okay. One information about C4H10 cannot be determined by a structural formula. Can be determined by a structural formula, but not determined by its molecular formula. Structural, you can figure out its physical state, right? Actually, no, you can't. No, you can't. Molar mass is both. Ratio of different atoms is both. Arrangement of the atoms is right. Yeah, because structural tells you where they're arranged. Molecular doesn't necessarily do that for you. Which quantity is conserved in all chemical reactions? Not volume. Charge, right? Hold on. I definitely know density and volume can be changed. But in all chemical reactions? Because if you balance an equation, then moles can change. But charge for a whole, like, molecule can, but not for any one element. Yeah, okay, so it's because it's all one element. Yeah, mass, energy, and charge are conserved. Yeah. What do the coefficients in a balanced chemical equation indicate about the substances in the equation? Coefficients in a balanced chemical reaction talks about the mole ratio. Right? Yeah. At STP, which substance has metallic bonding? Does STP matter? Just whatever's a metal, right? So, I mean, argon is a metal. And the rest of these, I don't think are metals. Never mind. It's a... Oh, right, because all the noble gases can't bond. Wait, then what? Wait, but what else would it... Because barium chloride and sulfur dioxide are both compounds. And then titanium is like... It's one of... It's this one right here, I think. I think it's 22. Which is a non-metal, right? Or am I tripping? I was tripping. Metals have metallic bonding. Metallic bonding is fused. Okay, maybe I'm tripping. And these are metals. Wait, how do I not know this? I took chemistry all year. Okay. Sure, we'll roll with that. Yeah, okay. So metals are the ones that are in the middle. Got it. Crazy that I don't really, like, figure that out now, but yeah, okay. Let me get a drink of my potion again. How many pairs of electrons are shared between the nitrogen atom and N2? Well, N has, what is that, 5? So they're sharing 3, right? Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I messed up that question on my final exam because I did the math wrong in my head, so I always triple check now just to make sure. Which formula represents a molecule with an asymmetric distribution of charge? This is symmetric, this is symmetric, this is symmetric, this is not symmetric. Yeah. That's just a matter of like imagining it when it's all out. Given the equation representing a reaction, I2 equals II, a bond is broken, which means energy is released. I'm tripping. Energy is absorbed. Dude, I always mess that one up, and it's so annoying, because I always think about, like, higher and lower energy states, where I go, like, it's loud outside, where I always think, like, when I think of, like, the ground state and the excited state, when the electrons go down, when they get down, like, the bond is, like, broken in a way. Energy there is released, but here it's absorbed, because it releases energy to create the bond. I should have slowed down there, but yeah, I knew that. Electronegativity difference between the atoms in a molecule HF can be used to determine the polarity of the bond in the molecule. Electronegativity determines polarity. The fact that it's HF doesn't really matter. Which sample of matter is classified as a mixture? Whichever one is aqueous. It doesn't even matter what that is, just whatever's aqueous, because that means that it's in water. At STP, which property of tungsten remains the same for all examples of tungsten? Mass, right? What? Oh, property. I thought it meant like in a chemical reaction because mass is conserved. It'd be density then. Yeah. I'm getting a lot wrong because I'm just not like slowing down and actually reading the question. Because whenever I actually do, like whenever like I realize what I did wrong, like I haven't gotten a single question wrong yet. I've always gotten it on the second try at least. I just gotta slow down. Sorry, I just lost my thing. Alright, we'll keep going. An element is composed of atoms that must have an element. Okay, an element is composed of atoms must have the same atomic number. Yep. Compared to 2 moles of an aqueous solution of Ki at 1 atm, water at 1 atm. I'm pretty sure it's rule like no matter what this is, water always has hold on. I don't remember. There's another memorization one. I know it's the same, so it's either higher and higher or lower and lower. No, it's not. No. It's either like it's always opposite, because it's either it gets smaller on both sides or expands on both sides. I'm gonna take my bet and say smaller, and I'll just memorize this for tomorrow's exam. But lower boiling point, higher freezing point. Yeah, okay. So I knew that it was either lower and higher or higher and lower, but okay. I have to remember for the exam tomorrow, because they'll probably ask this question. Water has a lower boiling point and a higher freezing point. It's smaller. Water is smaller. Got it. Which statement describes a particle of ideal gas based on kinetic molecular theory? This one, right? I'm fairly certain that's it. Yeah, it's just a memorization thing again. Chemical reactions are most likely to occur when reacting particles collide. Wait, hold on. Chemical reactions are most likely to occur when reacting particles collide with the proper energy and orientation. That's one of the first things we learned in chemistry. At STP, a 2-liter sample of nitrogen gas and 2-liter sample of oxygen gas have equal number of molecules, because it says liter. 2 liters. They're both 2 liters. Based on table H. Now it tells us to go to... I always like when it tells me to go to a table, because then I know exactly what I'm doing. Table H is somewhere around here. Here we go. Table H is right here. Based on table H, which compound has the weakest intermolecular forces? The one that goes up the fastest, which would be propane, right? Yeah. I always get concerned because at the beginning of the year, I normally switched up propane and ethanoic acid. But glad we got that. The thing about these exams, also, they're so long. Like, I feel like I understand almost all these questions, but we're only 24 in. How are we doing on time so far? Only 15 minutes. We're doing great on time. Oh, okay, we're gonna end this stream fast. We're going to end much faster than 3 hours. Which term identifies a force of attraction that exists between molecules of water? That's just a know it or don't thing. Hydrogen bonding. That's just the answer. Which process results in an increase in disorder? Condensation is the opposite. Freezing is the opposite. Solidification is the opposite. So it must be sublimation. Sublimation is, I'm pretty sure, when it goes from a solid to a gas without turning into a water first. Think of like dry ice. Disorder means like it's going like, if you think about like a heat cooling curve graph, it wants to go up on that graph, like at higher energy. Systems in nature tend to undergo changes that result in, I'm pretty sure it's an increase in entropy, decrease in energy. Yeah. Entropy is like randomness, chaos. Energy is energy. What is the general formula for the homologous series that includes ethene? Ethine, which is where it's -2. Yeah. That was one of the more recent things we learned. Most recent things we learned was, at least in my class, was hydrocarbons, which is what this is, and then nuclear chemistry. Nuclear chemistry is actually the last thing we learned. I was actually missed a couple classes for that, because I was busy doing end of year stuff. So, for any nuclear chemistry questions we'll get later on, it'll be a little tricky. But it won't be that bad, because there's only 1 or 2 for each Regents exam. There's not that many that'll show up per, normally. Alright, we continue. Given the equation representing the reaction, that's the reaction, when 2 moles of electrons are gained by fluorine, here, I can't highlight this because it doesn't want me to copy it, but how many moles of electrons are lost by iodine? Hold up. 2 moles. So 2 of however much. Fluorine has 1, right? Yeah, it's a charge of -1. So if you, it's basically in subtract 2, so you have to add 2. And iodine, where's iodine? Is the same. So you need to 2, right? It'd be equal? Yeah. Because they have the same number of valence electrons, so the same number of moles decrease. What compound is an Arrhenius base? A base has OH at the end of it. Yep. Which statement describes a benefit of fission? Okay, here we get into nuclear, which I wasn't there for. But I learned this like on my own. I self-studied it, so it should. I learned this at some point. Fission produces nuclear power. That's just true. Or we can actually go in order here. Accidents is not a benefit. Biological exposure is not a benefit, and waste products is not a benefit. So really, this is the only benefit. So you don't even have to know what fission is. You just have to know what would be beneficial to society. So there you go. Number of protons, neutrons, electrons in each of the 4 different ions are shown in the table below. Which has the greatest mass? Mass is based on neutrons and protons added up together. So this is 109. This is 120. 119. And 110. So E would have the most. Yeah. The mass of the sample of nickel is determined to be 20.4 grams. How many significant figures are used to express this mass? If you're doing a decimal, then you start on the left, and so it'd be 4. 4 numbers starting from the left. What's it? Oh my god, this is what I always did so bad on. This is like, this wasn't in my studying at all. I haven't thought about this in forever. Chemical name for PbO2. I forgot 100% how to do this, but maybe I can like bullcrap my way through it. Where's PbO in here? Where's PB? Which number is it? I found PD. I know it's here somewhere. Hold up. This should not be the hard part of the question. Where's lead? There it is, right here, 82. So it said O2 is going to be -4. So shouldn't this be 4? Is that what it is? Please? Yeah. Is it, so my guess before I look at the reasoning is that O2 has a charge of -4, so lead is a charge of +4, and so that shows the charge. Yeah, I do remember chemistry. Dude, I struggled with that so much back in like November when we learned it, and I didn't study it since. I better hope that clicks into my mind tomorrow as well. Which formula is the empirical formula for ethane? Empirical formula is just the ratio, so it's just this. 240 on the timer. We're doing good on time. Sorry, let me just check one thing real quick. Making sure the stream is still alive and not dead, and I haven't been talking to myself for the past couple minutes. We are good. We're going. Is there still music? Oh, music stopped playing. I should probably pay attention when that happens. Alright, next one. Almost halfway through. 7 questions from halfway. The second half is going to take longer because there's 35 short answer questions. But given a balanced equation representing a reaction, here we go. Which mass of O2 reacts completely with 5.6 grams of CO to produce 8 grams of CO2? So whenever we have numbers, we're going to be looking at titration here. I need to get a calculator. Oh, here we go. You're not, for the Regents exam, allowed to use a graphing calculator because you can write answers on there. So I broke out the old 4-function not 4-function, but like a scientific calculator, which I don't really use because in algebra we use the normal one, or like the big graphing calculator one. Titration is just this. So actually, is that right? Is that what I'm looking at here? Wait, hold on. Is titration the right equation for this? I actually don't know if it is. Oh, wait, isn't it just... Is this an addition thing? No, it can't be, because here is 2CO, which would be, what, 11.2, and you can't have negatives to reach that. No, this is also double. This is also 2. So, wait, hold on. Is it just then... 8.8 times 2. 17... Is it just 7... Hold on. 17.6... minus 11.2? No, 6.4 is not an option. Is it divided by? 17.6 divided by 11.2? I mean, that rounds... It gave me this... I don't know if you can see it on stream. It gave me... Yeah, it gave me this number. 1.57. Which rounds to 1.6. And I'm not 100%... I know I knew this. I think it might be worth it to just go with that. And then call it a day. No. What's the law of conservation of mass? Yeah, so it'd have to be... But the thing is, if you try subtracting it, 17.6 minus... I'm doing this right? 8.8... Hold on. 8.8 times 2, not going crazy, is 17.6. And 5.6 times 2, I'm not going crazy, is 11.2. So 17.6 minus 11.2 would equal 6.4. But 6.4 is not an option. Why is 6.4 not an option? Is it just half? Yeah. Why is it half? Oh, you're not supposed to multiply? I see. I thought you were supposed to multiply because, like, if it has a 2 in front of it here, you'd multiply it. But I guess not. So I guess it is just equal. And then you do 8.8 minus 5.6, 3.2. Okay, good to know. Good to know. We move on. Which numerical setup can be used to calculate the formula mass of CHNO with all those numbers in between? Numerical setup? What the hell? Oh, I see. Here you have to use the proton numbers. C is number 6, so there'd be 9 sixes. So it's just this. Huh? What? How is that not it? It's the other way around? That's right. Why is it the other way around? Huh. Okay. What it looks like is it's just like it's multiplied. It looks like these two are doubled. And I don't know why. I don't know why. But one wasn't. That's strange. Okay. Well, good to know that if you ask for a numerical setup for a formula mass, I'll just double it. Sure. Why not? Based on table F. Table F time. Which one's table F? Oh, I hate this one. Which compound is most soluble in water? Alright, I hate, it's not, oh my god, they're all in like letters as well. Alright, calcium is Ca, and bromide is Br, so I'm looking for CaBr. Br is here, and Ca is not one of the exceptions. So it should just be this one. Yeah, cool, perfect. This table confused me for a long time, and then I learned it, but it's still, like, I know how to use it. It just freaks me out every time I have to use it. Because, like, I'm still worried about my past of not understanding it. But, whatever. We move on. Sorry, 1 second. It keeps giving me, like, signs that my stream is crashing, but then my stream isn't crashing. But we're chilling, so it's okay. Alright, moving on. Based on table G. Okay, which one's table G? This one's light. Okay. Which combination of solute and solvent will form a saturated solution when mixed at 20? So we're looking at 20 Celsius. And we want it to be above the line. So 15 grams of KClO3 would be above the line. So it's just this again. Yeah. It always worries me when an answer that you have to look through each answer individually, it's A, the first option. Because then I'm like, wait, is it even worth looking through the rest of them? And normally it's not. Normally it's just right. Okay, back to the equations. Solution has a mass of 2,000 grams and contains 0.05 grams of solute. What is the parts per million? So we're looking at parts per million here, which is mass over solute times a million. So the mass is 2,000. So let me put on the calculator here. 2,000 divided by 0.05. Hold on. No, solute over solution. My fault, gang. 0.05 divided by 2,000. And then that times 1,000,000, which gets you 25. There we go. I'm starting to get getting the hang of the I keep on calling it four function because it's so simple, but y'all know what I mean. Alright, a person with a body temperature of 37 degrees holds a cup of water with their hands. The temperature of the cup is 44 degrees Celsius. The air temperature is 22 degrees Celsius. Which phrase describes heat transfer? It's going to go from the cup to the hand to the air. So the cup to the hand, because the hand to the air is also an option, but it's not one of the answer choices here, which is why that's correct. What is the amount of heat absorbed to completely melt 26.2 grams of H2O at 0 degrees Celsius? I'm pretty sure it's at the top here. Yeah. I don't know. So is it 334 divided by 26.2? That's not an answer choice. Okay, so then it'd be 2260 divided by 26.2. which also isn't one of the answer choices. Maybe it's specific heat capacity. Yeah, maybe it's 4.18 divided by 26.2. Also not an option. Yikes. Is it actually in this one? Is it in here somewhere? No, H2O doesn't get heated up here. Shoot, I know it's with one of these numbers, but I don't know how to use it. I don't know. What if I do the other way around? If I do 26.2 divided by 334? No. What about 26.2 divided by 2260? Also no. 26.2 divided by 4.18? Also no. I'm gonna have to guess and find out. I don't know. I guessed right. It's crazy when I guessed right because it counts towards the total when I calculate the score at the end, even though it really shouldn't. I guess in the exam it would count, but like I don't understand it, you know? Alright, it's heat of fusion. So it's this. Oh, you multiply. Oh, you multiply. That makes so much more sense. For some reason, I saw J over G, and I was like, well, just plug in G, and then you divide. But no, that's per 1, so if you want 26.2, you have to multiply 26.2. Yeah, just multiply. Alright. I was... Sorry, I'm tired. Lucky answer was A, because I randomly clicked it. Nice and easy one. Cooling curve for compound. Which statement describes the average kinetic energy and the potential energy between minute 2 and 6? Minute 2 and 6, kinetic energy is the same. Potential energy decreases. Yeah. Which formula is a saturated hydrocarbon? Saturated means... First of all, only these two are hydrocarbons, but saturated means that it doesn't have any double or triple bonds. So that is right. Given an equation representing a... I like organic chemistry. Organic chemistry feels the most like it makes the most sense to me. Given an equation representing a reaction, this is substitution, right? Because you're switching out the Br for like an H here. Yeah. In which compound does sulfur have an oxidation state of +4? K would be plus, so S would be minus. Same for that, it'd be O2. Yeah. Because O2 is -4, so to balance it out, S would be +4. What solution is the best conductor of electricity? No clue. I'm going to say 1 just because like there's the most moles, so the most electricity can be moved through. Is that the actual answer? Oh yeah, because there's a higher concentration of free atoms, or free ions, so there's more to move around. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, I passed it a couple questions ago. We're officially over halfway through the exam, and we are half an hour through time. So, I mean, if it was all multiple choice, I'd be done in an hour, which is quite crazy. With multiple choice, we can aim for an hour and a half here, maybe-ish, maybe a little bit sooner than that. So, the stream might end up being shorter than I was expecting, but hey, that's A-okay. We're chill with that. We're okay with that. I need water. Hold up. Alright, given the incomplete equation representing a neutralization reaction, what is the missing product X? Well, it's missing an SR, but all those have SR. It's missing an H. Wait, it's not. H2, an H. Oh, no, it's not. Because, yeah, okay. How many O's is it missing? Here there's 2 O's, and here there's 6? 8s? So we need 8 O's, so it's this one. Yeah, 8 oxygens there. Oh, by the way, at question 50, we move on to multiple choice. Or, not multiple choice. We move on from multiple choice, so we're nearing the end here. Given the equation representing a reversible reaction, The water molecule acts as an acid because it donates a hydrogen ion. Yeah. If it was a base, it'd be accepting one, and hydroxide... I don't know what hydroxide is, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Yeah, I don't know what hydroxide is. I don't know if I should know, but... Alright, here's another nuclear question. Which nuclear equation represents beta decay? Lucky for me, I don't actually have to know anything. I can look here. Beta decay is when there's 0 and then 1e, which is just this one. That's just the exact same thing. What? Is beta decay not with a beta particle? Which would be 0 and then 1 minus? Huh? Or, oh, does it have to be here? Yeah. Okay, so the beta particle had to be at the end, not the start. I did not know that. Beta particle is a high-speed electron. Beta decay is... Okay, so it emits a beta particle. It doesn't use a beta particle. Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, last multiple choice question. Given the equations A and B, equation A looks like that, equation B looks like that, which type of nuclear reaction do these equations represent? They both end in extra neutrons. So I'd assume that's both fission, right? Because they're fusing these things together. No. This is fission, this is fusion. Because here they're fusing these two together, and here they're breaking this one apart. Oh, fission is splitting. It's the opposite. Okay, yeah, that's actually intuitive. I don't know why I got that wrong. Because this one, they're fusing together. This one, they're fizzing out. Yeah. That's a mistake on my part. And with that, we're ready to move on to the short answer. This is where we start being able to get, responses automatically. Because there's no one here to grade it. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna take a sip of water and then we'll get started. Alright, almost an hour into stream, we're moving on to the second section. I feel like, even though this is gonna seem like a lot of work, this is still infinitely easier than the chemistry Regents I took today. Or, sorry, the Spanish Regents I took today. Because the Spanish Regents, it's just like, the listening takes so long, and the writing is so much writing, and the multiple choice is fine. But this one is definitely less work overall. Alright, basic knowledge of the question based on information below. State how a bright line spectra of known elements can be used to identify an unknown element whose bright line spectra can be viewed through a spectroscope. You can parse out the through the known elements that appear in the spectroscope, leaving only the bright line spectra of the unknown elements. I hope that's a good enough answer. Oh, it does say automatically what sample answers are. Okay. I'm gonna choose to not look through these because it's not like it gives me a question yes or no automatically. So I'm actually gonna save these. You can look because like you can pause it, but I'm not gonna look. And then we'll come back to it at the end for the final score. So far, I got 41 questions correct, which I actually want to find out real quick before we continue on. Chemistry Regents conversion chart. I forgot to go over this before we started going over the exam, but a 41 on its own gets you a raw score of 59. To pass the exam, you need a 65, I believe. So I need to get at least 8 of these 30 multiple choice short answer. I keep calling them multiple choice. at least 8 of the 35. Short answer. Yeah. Alright, state in terms of electrons in shells, electron configuration 221 is an excited electron in a boron atom. A boron atom has 5 electrons. Is that correct? I'm just kind of assuming that's correct. Boron was 5 total, yeah. No, with electrons. And 2 plus 2 plus 1 equals 5. Furthermore, the ground state would be 2, 3, but 1 electron is excited and moved up to 2, 2, 1. Hopefully that's good enough. Thing is, I never know what they want from me. So, like, I don't know if this is the type of stuff they want, but whatever. What the hell? Oh, okay. I was about to be like, wait, I've never seen an offline question. But it's because we have to draw. I didn't know these questions would come up. Okay. So, here's what we'll do. You know what? I'm going to open Google Drawings. Cool. Yeah. Alright. I will make it here. Let's do that. Let me make sure I move the camera so I can see properly. Just make sure I'm still able to be shown. Okay. Alright, let's make a Lewis electron structure. I kind of forgot how to make these. I kind of forgot these were on the exam. But we'll do our best. So, it says, for the atom of silicon in the ground state. What? Why does it matter if it's the ground state if it's a Lewis electron? I feel like a Lewis electron structure doesn't need that, right? Alright, well, let me find silicon on here. It has 4 valence electrons, so it would just be Si. And make that a lot larger so y'all can actually see it. And then next to it would be, I need 4 circles. Sorry, no circles. And they need to be black. Hold on. I'm trying to make this box as small as possible, just for the sake of making my life easier. Can I please? There we go. I want to be able to... Yo, I'm actually... There we go. I'll just do this. I'll just zoom in really, really close. I'm fairly certain there only needs to be 4. And I'm pretty sure this is all it needs to look like. I hope. And I think. There's no place for me to say if I'm right or not because they asked me to answer, to hand it into the teacher. So, I guess I'll just go with this. And then I'll search up later if it's right or not. What question was it? Question 54. Q54, Lewis structure. Just people who come in chat later on can see what this is. Yo, it's so loud outside. Can y'all hear that? There was an ambulance that went by. It was super loud. Alright. Let's continue. Alright. Wait, did I already continue? No, I didn't. Okay. Compare the energy of the electron in the first shell to the energy of the third shell of the same atom. Compare the energy? It has more energy at the top, right? The electron on the third shell has more energy than the first shell. I believe that is correct. I could be wrong, but we'll find out. Show a molecular center for calculating the atomic mass. That's light. That's 2.22, 27.98 plus 4.69, 28.98 plus 3.09, 29.97. There we go. And that should be correct. Alright, state in terms of reactants and products why the reaction is a synthesis reaction. The two reactants get synthesized together. Put together. To create the product. Let's say added. I don't really know how they want to describe it, because like it is just like they got synthesized. So I don't know what words they want me to use here, but all right. Here we go. Let's balance this frickin' equation. Here there's 3 O's. This has to be 2. So then that would mean that there's 4 O's. This would have to be 2. And that's just it, right? Yeah. That one, it actually told me I was right on that one. It like said correct. Determine the percent composition by mass of oxygen in the product. What? Determine the percent composition by mass of the oxygen. What's the percent composition? Is that like a thing here? It is. Wait, what? It's asking for the percent composition by mass. Oh, of the oxygen. Okay. So it's oxygen I believe is 2 of them is 16. So it's 16 divided by 46. That can't be right. Cuz one is it doubled? Is it 32? I think it is. Yeah. 32 divided by 46. And then multiplied by 100 equals 69.57. I'm gonna say around. Or I'm gonna use the squiggly line. That should be correct. Oh, it just told me I was correct, but yeah. Alright, identify the noble gas that has atoms in the ground state with the same electron configuration as Br- ion in the ground state. Alright, well, we can go here. Hold on, what? What's it asking from me? Identify the noble gas that has atoms in the ground state with the same electron configuration. If they're both in the ground state, isn't that not possible? Isn't Br the only one like that? Oh, Br minus, so it has an extra electron. So it's the one next to it, so it's Kr. Yeah. Alright, state in terms of electrons why the ionic rate... Oh my god. State in terms of electrons why the ionic radius of a group 17 element is larger than the atomic radius for the same element. Oh, ionic. More electrons leads to a larger ionic radius. Is that what it wants? Yeah. Dude, I'm like, my throat is like giving out. I'm like struggling to like read all these out. It's hot in here as well. I'm gonna turn the thing down. For those who don't know, New York is in the middle of a heat wave, and I wore a long sleeve shirt literally solely for the purpose of looking like a scientist for the thumbnail. Then I kept it on because I was like, if I'm wearing it for the thumbnail, might as well wear it for the stream. But I'm now deeply regretting it. I can't even like pull the sleeve down. Alright, we're almost a full hour into our time. Let's keep going. Explain in terms of strength of electromagnetic forces, where the gas in container B at center pressure is a higher boiling point in the gas container A at center pressure. Molecular forces. Oxygen has a higher electronegativity, making it take more energy to boil. Then, as long as I say the word electronegativity, I'm chilling on this one. Show a numerical setup for calculating the pressure if the gas in container B is cooled to standard temperature. That's titration, right? Nope. Combined gas law. Okay, so it'd be... What's the pressure? 101.3 times the volume, which is 750. And that will all be over... Sorry, can we actually make that look over? Oh my god, can we like... Are we for real right now? Hello? You being for real right now? Okay, actually not. Okay, well I guess I have to do this then and make it look dumb. Actually, no, I don't. I can just do this. Divided by temperature is 298 equals 101.3 750. No. Calculating the pressure. X 750 over 273. 273 is standard temperature, I'm pretty sure. 273, yeah, that's right. Identify the element in these three compounds that allows them to be classified as an organic compound. Carbon. That's light. I don't know, this is like a question on almost every practice test, but I feel like it's too easy of a question. Like, it's just carbon. Identify which class compound 1 belongs to. We're gonna have to go to the table for this one. It's gonna be here. Ends in O8, which will be ester. Yeah. Write the chemical name for compound number 2. That looks like... Hold up. Organic acid. Otherwise, there are 3 carbons, so it's going to be pro. Is it pro? It is pro, yeah. It was prop. So just propanic acid. Is that right? I think it is, yeah. Oh, wait, it's literally in the reference table. This is the exact same thing as this, just written out. So it's just propanic acid? Propanoic. Oh, I spelled it wrong. I just didn't write it. Oh. That's so annoying because I got the point wrong just because I spelled it wrong. I will make sure on the actual exam I don't spell it wrong because that would be really embarrassing and really annoying to lose on that. But, yeah. Identify the element in this table that is located in the periodic table of elements. The group classifies. Oh, I went way too far up. Alright, which one here is noble? 118. So, ooh, whoa. Ooh, whoa. Ooh, whoa, whoa. Explain in terms of valence electrons why elements niobium and tennessine, whatever, would be expected to differ in their chemical properties. They have a different number of valence electrons. Is that even correct? I'm sure it is, but I'm just gonna write, because it asks in terms of valence electrons, so I'm just gonna write that and call it a day. Yeah. Describe a general trend of the first ionization energy values of the 5 elements above. Moscovium group 15. What's group 15? This one. Ionization energy. I have no clue. I'm fairly certain it increases. Atomic number increases. Is that even right? It decreases. I was wrong. Okay, it's the opposite. Good to know. Ionization energy, opposite of atomic. Got it. Satan has protons of Tennessean is listed before. What the hell is ognagazium? Period 7. 117, 118. Tennessine has 1 less proton, meaning it is 1 earlier in the periodic table. I haven't gotten most questions about these like recent elements, so it's interesting that they're asking a lot of questions about it now. Compare the rate of forward reaction to the rate of reverse reaction for the equilibrium state. Compare the rate of the forward reaction to the rate of the reverse reaction for the equilibrium system at equilibrium presented by equation number 1. What does that even mean? Compare the rates? How do you compare? How do you know? Or do you say they're constant? The rate is constant. Is that what it wants from me? It says compare, but like it's an equilibrium equation. Equal. Okay, I wrote they're constant, which is not equal. Oh, it's so annoying. That's a badly worded question, because like, what do you mean? What do you mean compare the rate? Like what? Oh my god. Bro, chemistry PMO. Humanities is. I don't want to offend anyone. Humanities is so much better than science. Like, humanities... I shouldn't say this on stream. Humanities actually matters. Say how equilibrium shifts when the temperature of the equilibrium system... State how the equilibrium shifts when the temperature of equilibrium 1... State how the equilibrium shifts when the temperature of equilibrium system How many times is this question going to say equilibrium? State how the equilibrium shifts when the temperature of the equilibrium system at Yo, it's messing with me. The equilibrium system at equilibrium. That means the same thing. Represented by equation 1 is increased. it shifts to the right side. Yeah. Same terms of activation energy, while the catalyst increases the rate of reaction in equation 1, a lower activation. A catalyst finds a lower activation rate, allowing the reaction to happen faster. Yep. This is gonna, it's crazy I'm doing a practice. Like, I have to do this all tomorrow again as well. I'm gonna be like so confident going in, then rushing through these last few because I just don't want to do chemistry. Like, honestly, props to people who do chemistry. Like, I'm glad there's people in this world who enjoy it because chemistry is important. I am not one of those people. All right, another offline question. Let me pull up another one of these. Make a copy. This one is going to be what? Q73. And it is... Hold on. Potential energy diagram. Okay, I'm just gonna copy paste this because that we will need. Now let's make this larger. Okay, what does it want from us? On the labeled axes, draw a potential energy diagram for the forward reaction represented in equation 2. In equation 2, it ends with energy, which means it's releasing energy, which means it ends with less energy than it started. So, can I get a draw out? Is that possible? It'd be a line. Well, I'm just gonna draw it this way. It'd be a line. Make this line thicker. Make it red. And then there'll be a curve. Actually, it's gonna be lower as well, which I'm gonna put this here. And then I'll put a curved connector between here and there, and then make it like that. And just make it like that. Yeah. It would look like this. Like this. Alright, let me put the music back on. Music keeps shutting off. I feel that's a pretty good image. Let me just make sure that's right. Because I got this wrong on my final as well. It's saying that it's ending with energy, which means that it would lose energy, right? Because it's releasing it. Or is it the opposite? Because, like, it could be gaining. No, the reaction ends with energy. So it'd be the opposite, right, then? I think. I'm not 100% about this, but we'll rock it. I switched my answers, now I'm doubly not sure if I'm right. But if it ends with energy, then it should end higher up. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. It's an offline question, so we'll figure it out when we end. Next one. State the form of energy that is converted to electrical energy during the operation of this voltaic cell. Form of energy that is converted to... Oh, chemical. Chemical energy. Yeah. Identify one metal from table J. First use of table J this entire time. Here we go. Activity series. That is more easily oxidized than copper. Where's copper? There we go. And less easily oxidized than iron, which is here. Nickel. Yeah. State the purpose of self-purging and completing the circuit. Okay, this is a question that always comes up, and I try my best to remember it. but I don't know if I have it right. It's gonna be like, to move ions between cells and maintain electronegativity. I don't know if that's right. It's electrical neutrality, not electronegativity. Okay, so I just have to remember. So would I have gotten that right? Because I said move ions between cells. Let me actually search this up. If you say one correct and one incorrect thing on the short answer, chemistry regents, is it correct? No, it doesn't count. Okay, so this would be wrong then. Alright, we move on. Less than 10 questions left. We're nearing the end of the test. Only an hour and 5 minutes in. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Write a balance equation for the half reaction occurs for the copper cell. Okay, so copper goes from Cu 2 plus E2 minus. It would look nicer when I actually write it out, but you know. And that equals just Cu. Yeah, that should be right. Yep. Yep. Alright, state the color indicator of indicator litmus in the sample. What? Say the color of the indicator litmus. Oh, litmus is an indicator. I didn't know that. Okay. Original NaOH is 0.01. So it'd be red, right? Theoretically, potentially, hopefully. What? It says 0.01. pH value of 12. I'm stupid. Oh. The annoying thing about all these chemistry questions is, like, if I got asked this one question standalone, I'd get it immediately. But because my brain is so cooked being 80 questions in to a subject that I did not choose to take, this is a required test. Like, Spanish is difficult, right? But at least I chose it. You know. Determine the pH that is to pH of the solution that has hydrogen concentration 100 times greater than the original. So 12 and then 100 times greater would be 2 down, which would be 10 pH. And this is wrong. I don't know what I'm going to do to myself. Yep. Identify the positive ion in the original HCl. H+. They're starting to give me, like, strangely easy questions, and it's, like, kind of confusing me. Because there's only 5 questions left now, so I'm, like, a little worried, but... Alright. Determine the molarity of HCl using titration. Okay. More math. HCl had 0.01. 0.01 times 12, which is 0.12. And that equals... What? The volume... Wait, so MAVA here equals 0.12. VB is 10? 10 milliliters? So then 10 divided by 0.12 is 83? There's no way the molarity is 83. Because it has to equal that. What? Am I like, my brain is like, during the actual exam, I'm gonna need to take breaks to walk around the halls. Because sitting here for over an hour doing chemistry is breaking my brain. Not even because it's like confusing, just because it's like so much chemistry. This equals 0.12. VB is 10. So 10x equals 0.12. So then oh, it's the other way around. I did 10 divided by 0.12 and 0.12 divided by 10. So the molarity is 0.012. Yeah. Bro. You know what? I quit. I'm not gonna bother. Determine the fraction of AM21 remaining from the original sample after that many years. Alright, this is a half-life question. Go to the half-life table. Here we go. AM241 is not on here? What? How is AM241 not an option? How is it asking me about something not on the reference table? I'm not tripping, it's not on here. Then how am I supposed to know? How? There's no, you can't calculate half-life, right? Don't you need the table? And unless I'm tripping hard, there's no AM. Yeah, Americonium isn't showing up here. Oh, I'm stupid, like chronically stupid. The answer's there. Yeah, so I actually just can't read. It's right there. So after 2 half-lives, it'd be 1/4. Yo, I'm like actually tripping so badly. So badly. I'm so glad to be done with this in like 5 seconds. 3 questions left. Compare the penetrating power of alpha particles to the penetrating power of gamma radiation. That should also be here, right? Oh, sorry, I went too far. Here. Gamma radiation and alpha particles. How can you tell the penetrating power? This says 0 and 0. No, but I don't think it's like a table thing. I think I just know that gamma radiation has more. Radiation has more penetrating power. I'm pretty sure this is something I learned in class, not something that's on the reference table. Yeah, it just says, yeah. Sure. Cool, good to know. Complete the nuclear equation for the... Sorry. Complete the nuclear equation... Why is there so many nuclear stuff right now? Complete the nuclear equation of decay alpha decay of pull up 238 by writing a notation for the missing nucleide. Okay, would be Is Pu-38 what it starts with? Yeah. So it'd be Pu-238 plus, and this is going to be alpha radiation. So it'll be 4 over 4 42He equals Pu. I don't even know how to do this. Oh, Pu 242 plus 2E minus. Is that right? Huh? Oh, all the way to right was... It's minus, not plus, so I got that wrong. But also it only wants the answer, doesn't want the... Okay. And it'd be uranium, not even Pu still. Okay. Yeah, I was... For those who are just joining, I wasn't here for nuclear chemistry. I did skip it when I was learning chemistry. I was doing end of year stuff. It was the last thing we learned. So, unfortunately, I'm just not going to know that much nuclear chemistry. I'm going to have to live with that fact. Last question of the whole test. Same stimulus. Compare the energy released by radioactive decay of 1 kilogram of Pu-238 in this nuclear power source compared to the energy 1 kilogram of in a battery. In a battery? Well, how would I know? I don't know what a battery is. Is this another one of those things where it's like you have to just know it and I don't know it? Is that what this is? I'm just gonna guess. Pu 238 emits or releases more energy, sure, than the chemical reactants battery. I guess I also want the explanation for this one if possible. Is there an explanation given for this one? Hold on. It just says greater. Oh, yo, if the ambulance is outside, could shut up for 1 second. Okay, so the explanation it gives is that during the chemical reaction, a chemical reaction is less than nuclear reaction, just in general. Okay, good to know. Alright, so with that, the test is over. I can look at chat. Haha, welcome to the stream. What's my age? I'm, finishing sophomore year, about to go into junior year. Supernova, welcome to the stream. I never realized your name, like, is a chemistry term, which is funny. Supernova, welcome. I just finished my practice test, which means I'm going to check over the answers. For context, the conversion chart. Do I have the conversion chart open? No, I don't. Conversion chart chemistry Regents. So, to pass, I need to get, by the way, all 85 are worth the same, the short answer and the multiple choice. To get a 65 to pass, I need a 49. For mastery, 85, I need to get 74 correct, right? I already don't think I got it right. So, already off the bat, I got 42 out of 50 multiple choice correct, which means the most I can get now is a 77. But the least I can get already is a 60. So, we're already at 60 no matter what. Now moving on to the multiple choice, sorry, short answer. I'm just going to go off and count one by one how many is it right. I probably should have actually done this while I was going through it, so I don't have to do all of it now. But it'll be okay. Oh, Supernova, you're in Canada right now. That's cool, that's cool. Supernova, thank you. I have the exam tomorrow. So we'll see what score I get here to see what I should be expecting tomorrow. Let's get into the counting real quick. This is going to be boring, so I want to get over it as fast as possible. Oh, 50 was still multiple choice. I say you could parse out the known elements. That's correct. That's 1. 2. This is an offline question, so I need to search for the Lewis electron dot diagram for And then what does it want here? Silicon in ground state. Before I click submit, this is what I put as my answer. And that's correct. That is 4, baby. 4. No, 3, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. I'm actually gonna write it out here. Or here. 3. Actually, it's more on third than first. Yeah, lower in first shelf. That is 4. This one. I didn't put 0 in front of it. It's so annoying. I don't think I've ever gotten that question wrong. But that is going to be incorrect. Dude, I forgot to put the decimal. It's so annoying. Actually, I'm going to write it out here just so it looks nicer. Where'd it go? There we go. 2 reactants get synthesized and added together to create the product. Yeah, that's correct. 5. Okay, my entire computer crashed for a second, but we're back. It didn't take too long. I think I skipped a couple because I clicked it several times. No, I didn't actually. It didn't register. I put around 69.57, and that is in the range. It counts. Okay, or Krypton. Correct. I like when they're short answers so I can like really easily find out if it's right or not. More electrons leads to larger radius. Ion is more electrons, same idea. Oxygen is a higher electronegativity. I said electronegativity instead of... Or no, that's right? Because intermolecular force is the same thing. I'm going to say that's correct, but I'm not 100% sure if that would have counted. Maybe. This was that. And that is the correct answer, so that is 11. I put carbon. The answer is carbon. That's like one of the easiest questions in this entire exam. I put ester. It is ester. I misspelled propanoic acid. Does spelling matter on the chemistry Regents exam? Okay, general spelling may not be strictly penalized, as long as it's clear. And I think it's pretty clear what I meant. So, chat, this may be controversial. I'm gonna count it. I feel like it gets the point across, and there's not really anything else that it could be that, like, obviously makes it wrong. Like, I had the right idea. So I'm just gonna go with the assumption that's correct. UUO is correct. We're almost through this. We're at 66. 17 more, or 18 more left. A different number of valence electrons. That's what they say with more yap. Sorry, I turned the music turned off for a second there. Ionization energy increases as the atomic number increases. It is decreases, however, so that is wrong. Tendency is 1 less proton, meaning is 1 earlier. Yep, that's what it's asked. That's what it's saying. It's always like, it doesn't have to be the exact same wording. It's up to interpretation. Rate is constant, but it's equal. That is wrong. I need to say equal, not constant. Shifts to the right. Shifts to the right. I'm a little concerned about how many of these I got wrong. Catalyst finds a lower activation rate, allowing activation to happen faster. That is correct. I'm not getting that much wrong. There's only, what, 35 multiple, or short answer? I'm not doing that bad. Alright, here's the second one. Potential energy diagram. This is what I put. Potential energy diagram. 4. And then it won't let me copy this thing, so I have to... Alright, CO... plus H2O And then an arrow. It's like it's this, but whatever. Actually, I don't need it. It's only the reverse, only the forward reaction. But and then it's CO2. Plus H2. No. I had lost my ants. I lost what I was writing, bro. Actually, I'm just gonna write it here, because here I can see both at the same time. Potential energy diagram for... That's actually so much faster. CO plus H2O turns into CO plus H2 plus energy. This is what I put. Reactants higher than the product. So I did change my answer, and it was good because it was correct. If there's energy in the reactant, it'll be higher. If it's in the product, it'll be lower. Good. So that is another one correct. I got that wrong on my final, so I'm glad that I actually learned from my mistake. Of course, you know what I meant by it. Short answer, multiple choice questions. Yeah, I keep switching up saying short answers and multiple choice. I've been messing it up the entire day. I don't know how I keep confusing the two, but it's okay. We move on and move forward. This one, I said chemical, and it is chemical. Potential, I didn't know potential is an option. I said nickel, and Ni is nickel. I said, okay, so move on between cells is right, but electronegativity is wrong. It's electrical neutrality. I'll remember that. But I said it wrong, so it can't count. Cu2 plus, and then plus E2E minus equals Cu. That's correct. How many questions left? 7. Okay. The most I can get is 30 here, which is not bad at 35. Here, I misread the questions. That is wrong. I said 10, and it is 10. Correct. H+, correct. This one, I don't even know what was wrong, and I'm not gonna even think about correcting it, because I'm too done with molarity to care. 1/4, correct. Gotta love Half-Life. Gamma radiation, correct. 2 more. This one is wrong because I didn't know it, but now I do. And this one says releases more energy, and that is correct. 28, which means in total, 28 plus 42 means I got a total of 70 questions correct, which is an 81 on the scaled score. Alright, so being real, an 81 is not mastery, and mastery is what our school recommends us get. They say you should get an 85 plus. I'm not that good at chemistry, but also, now that I've done this exam, hopefully it'll help. I can turn off this music and turn on real music. Hold up. So, I'm not that great at chemistry. So, an 81 is not bad. 81 is by far passing. It is not mastery. So, my goal for the rest of tonight, and if for anyone else who is still watching, taking the chemistry Regents, please lock in. Please study. I'm going to a studying thing in a couple hours, and my school is running. So, that'll be my goal. And other than that, I will have more words to say about the exam before I head off for the night. Because I do have some things I do want to say. But that is always going to be for the wrap-up. And right now is not the wrap-up. Right now is the Wordle. Which is going to be... Hold on. Right here. Let's play some freaking... Hold up. Wordle. Okay, I'm going to move myself to a place I'm normally at. Make myself larger as well. And then... Hold on. I actually didn't set this up when I started talking, but... Alright, whale tonic drugs as always. We can finally take off our chemistry brain thinking, and we can go back to thinking about fun things like Wordle. This is gonna end in old. So it's gonna be like... But it's 2 letters. So it's not like fold or something. It's like... Interesting. Maybe he doesn't. I'm gonna run a jumpy, just to get some extra letters in there, and a Y is at the end. Okay. Oddly, is that a word? Oddly, it is a word. Yeah. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Here we go. Time for the strands. Let me make that bigger and easier for you to see. Here we go. Oh, I forgot to write the. I forgot to put the music on. They always put. Sorry about that. Here is our end of stream music. Back to the strands. Breaking up the band. Shing. Shin. Pain. There is pain in breaking up a band. But it is the band, so I don't know what that would mean. Skin. Skit. Knit. I don't know what it's asking of me here. I have no clue at all what this could be. I have to do another hint. Lat King? It's gonna be like... Well, this is poor. Spore? It's definitely gonna be something skin. If this was talking, this is also gonna be something ing as well. I said that earlier. It's not rashing though. Crashing? 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 No, I was thinking I could do crashings, but I can't. Mashing. Dude, what is it? It's something shing. It's gonna be ashing. But it's probably gonna be probably gonna be something mashing. Rock smashing? Rock mashing. It could be rock smashing. It's not. I already do rock and rocks. Did I do smashing? Oh, I never even did smashing. I thought I did already. Okay, I don't understand this at all, but is it gonna be like rock groups? Huh? Yeah, this is just a day where I did not know what this was. Like I don't listen to rock. Especially because it's the New York Times, I assume they're all like old rock as well. Like I don't think that they're going to have too much newfound rock in there as the New York Times. But chat, I think this is probably one of the shortest streams I've ever done. But I think it's time to end. Chat, I think we're done for the day. That was chemistry. I know a lot of you were here in the beginning and started heading off towards the end. But hopefully you found this helpful. I don't know if... I normally get people saying they're taking this exam tomorrow. I don't know if anyone here actually is taking the exam. Because no one said that. But if you are, good luck. If you already took a Regents exam, good luck on that as well. I took Spanish today, which I unfortunately could not do a stream for yesterday. I made an announcement. Sorry about that. Turns out that you cannot find practice exams for Spanish, but whatever. But chemistry has one, and algebra does tomorrow. For the first time ever, I'm going to be live back to back. Tomorrow, I will be live with Algebra 2, which will be the last Regents I have ever for this school year. And then I'll have one more stream next week where, as I said, I'll be promoting some stuff. I'll have a trailer for a series coming out. I'll show this chemistry video, this comp sci video. I'll start with the C. I have chemistry stuck in my head. And then we'll probably do one more thing as well. But summer is upon us. We're here. We're very close to the end. So with that, I'm going to start the music. Very, very good luck to anyone taking this exam tomorrow. I'm needed as well. The reference table is by far saving my butt here. If there was no reference table, like I know a lot of other regents is like have a very small or no reference table. Without a reference table, I would be a dead man. I'm also so glad I found this. I found this in my pantry to take the thumbnail with. My sister found it and we made the thumbnail with this. But with that, chat, thank you for joining me through the long exam of chemistry. Definitely longer than history is. Definitely longer than geometry was. Chem's one of those ones where it takes so much more energy out of you. But that's all for me, chat. I will see you all not even next week, literally tomorrow, which is kind of crazy to say, with more Regents. And then I'll wrap up all the Regents tomorrow. But with that, good luck with anything you have today, anything you have tomorrow, and also Wednesday. That'll be it. So with that, chat, we're nearing the end of the school year. We're almost there. Good luck. Please study. Please don't use this as your only studying method. This cannot be your only studying method. Alright, goodbye. Bye-bye.